I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. We're out here having a good time. Whatever happens. With the bars being closed, we'll find an alternative.
That poor guy, that interview aired all over the world. He is now home after spring break in Florida. And in a long Instagram post, he wrote the following: "Life is precious. Don't be arrogant and think you're invincible like myself." Florida's governor, meanwhile, standing by his decision not to issue a stay-at-home order, calling it, quote, inappropriate. With us tonight is one state official who disagrees. Nikki Fried is Commissioner of Agriculture and Consumer Services in Florida, was the only Democrat to win her state in 2018. Commissioner, I have to say a lot of people have been surprised given the levels of poverty, especially working poor in Florida, given the levels of old folks in Florida, that the state hasn't been more aggressive. What do you fear is coming your way?
Let me start off by saying that, these are unprecedented times that we're all dealing with, and the governor's had to make a lot of tough decisions. But the data that we're seeing is that we're only a week behind California, and we can't afford to be like New York and, God forbid, Italy. Our population, our senior population, is very similar to that of Italy. So we have about 21% of our senior citizens that could jeopardize being sick and being ill. And, I can do the math just like anybody else. If we hospitalize over 400,000 of our Floridians, we have only about 40,000 beds here in the state of Florida. So if we don't stop the curve now, and we don't take drastic measures now, we're putting not only our economy at risk, but also the lives of so many of our Floridians.
Yeah, I was going to say, where could those ventilators come from? They can't come from New York, a city in the teeth of this crisis. I want to play for you the governor's comments from earlier today. To be fair, we'll talk about them on the other side.
There are certain parts of the state where you have more sporadic cases, and to order someone not to be able to earn a paycheck when them going to work is not going to have any effect on what we're doing with the virus, that is something that I think is inappropriate. If you look at California, they were ordered not to go to work, and so you look, they're out on, partying, they're at beaches and stuff. You probably are less dangerous just driving your car going to the office than being with crowds of hundreds of people. So you just got to think it through.
Commissioner, I don't know how many Californians are out partying tonight, but what's your reaction to those comments specifically?
What we're seeing is a piecemeal approach here in the state of Florida. You've got a lot of our county and city commissioners that are stepping up to the plate, doing responsible actions by closing down their cities and their communities. We're seeing a lot of our businesses doing the same thing and taking a responsible, measured approach. And the confusion is rampant across our state. We have a lot of our small businesses and individuals that are anxious. They don't know what's coming. They keep getting different reports that this is closing and that's closing, and non-essential businesses, what does that mean? And with this piecemeal approach, not only is it not going to flatten our curve, but it's just making people even more anxious and nervous about this. And look, this is not a radical approach. We're seeing governors all across the country, both Republican and Democrat, doing this. This is a time to put state before our party and to make sure that we're doing what's best for the citizens of our state. And the fact that, we're now hearing, messages from other parts of our country that we're seeing, they're thinking of the spread of their virus is coming from people that were traveling in here to the state of Florida. Now, we don't have time to waste. We have lives on risk here, and we need the governor to change course, to be bold, and to do what is necessary to save the lives of our citizens. Look, I don't want to be in a situation where we're having to tell grandchildren, I'm sorry, grandma's not coming home because we have to give her ventilator to somebody else that's half her age. That's a horrible conversation that we should not be having in America. I need our governor to change courses to protect the lives of our citizens.
Governor hereby is invited any night on this broadcast that he would like to speak with us. We'd love to have him. Our thanks to Commissioner Nikki Fried of the state of Florida. Thank you so much. And that's going to do it for